He was a monster hiding in plain sight. Bournemouth murder nobody saw coming. 12th March 2022, Saturday, 4:44 a.m., Bournemouth town. He was a hero, a young man trying to keep the peace with his whole life ahead of him. His killer? A wanted double murderer who tricked the British government into believing he was a 14-year-old schoolboy. This is the story of how the system failed and how an innocent man paid the highest price imaginable. The victim and background. Thomas Roberts was 21 years old. He lived in Bournemouth, worked full-time as a precision engineer, and had recently begun training for a future in the Royal Marines. He wasn't just considering the idea, he was committed. Friends and family described him as someone with focus, discipline, and a clear sense of direction. Outside of work, his passion was music. He DJ'd under the name Nomad and played at local events. He wasn't chasing recognition. He simply loved the music. For him, it was a way to unwind and stay connected with his friends. His life wasn't chaotic or unstable. He had a long-term girlfriend, steady work, and plans for the future. Those who knew him said he had a calm way of handling situations. He didn't raise his voice or act impulsively. If people around him lost control, he'd stay composed. He was the sort of friends turn to when things got heated, not because he was intimidating, but because he could bring things back down. There was no pattern of violence in his life. He had no criminal record, no involvement in anything that would have put him at risk. On the night it happened, he'd been out in town with a close friend. We will talk about it later in this video, but he didn't know the man they came across. There was no history between them, no argument that had carried over from earlier in the night. Everything that unfolded happened within moments of that brief encounter. One thing is sure, he hadn't planned to get involved in anything or wasn't out looking for trouble. He stepped forward because something didn't feel right, and that decision made in seconds cost him his life.